Well, welcome to video number 2 on the Start menu. We're going to go back to our Start button. Click on the Start button. And the last video we took a look at the All Apps section. And now we're going to do a little manipulation to be able to get the All Apps, or the apps on the All Apps section, excuse me, to go to the Live Tile section, or to actually go to the taskbar that's down here in the bottom of your screen. So let's go ahead and put in the calculator. So what we're going to do is that as we talked about before, this Live Tile section, it's large, it's big, and it's big and large for a reason. It's because that's where you're going to put most of your apps that you use a lot, so that you can just go ahead and click on the Start button and get to the live apps as quickly as possible. So let's just go ahead and put our calculator onto the Start menu. Now, there's a couple of ways to do it. I'm just going to show you the easiest way. What you're going to do is you're going to click and hold calculator and just drag it right over here to the Live Tile section. Okay? And you can do that with calendar. Click on that and drag it over. And you can put it in a lot of different ways. You notice how the apps move around to put it in the place that you want to put it into. And if you see a little line here, see this little line, this little bar, this horizontal bar that goes across there, that allows you to be able to go ahead and create a new group if you wanted to. Okay, it's a little tricky to get it in there, so you can actually go ahead and create a group if you wanted to. And put it right down here in the end. Okay. We can put the clock there if we wanted to. So these are all apps that, from my perspective, I usually put in the Live Tile section, the apps that I use more frequently. Now, you can also place the apps on the taskbar. And you can do it from the All Apps section. Now, one thing I want to mention is that when you drag your app from the All Apps section into the Live Tiles, it doesn't move it. All it's doing is kind of like copying it. So you don't have to worry the fact that the apps that are here, when you copy them, they're no longer going to be there. They'll still be there. Okay. Now, you also can take these apps and you can move them to the taskbar. So let's go ahead. I'm going to scroll down here and let's see if we can find Excel. So see where it says Excel? So I can click on Excel and I can drag it right down here to the taskbar. And you'll see that Excel is now on the taskbar. Now, what's the difference between dragging it to the taskbar versus putting it up here in the Live Tile section? Well, actually, as you can see, my computer here, I have too many apps down here. Usually you want the apps that you use most of the time, so because the taskbar will always be there regardless of what app you're in. So as an example, if I click on calculator, my calculator is open, but my taskbar is there. Okay, I go to the Start button and I come over here to my clock. I click on my clock. My clock is there. I'll just maximize it up here at the middle icon to maximize it. So my clock and all my apps are still down here. So these are the apps that you use the most. I would say for the Start menu and the Live Tiles, these are the apps that you use maybe less frequently than you need the apps on the taskbar. And then obviously here in the All Apps section, you'll have all your apps available to you so that you can make a decision as to whether you leave them here in the All Apps section, or you can put them into the Tile section, or you can go ahead and put them onto the taskbar. Now you can do some arrangements with these tiles. So as an example, if you click on them, let me try this again. If you right click on one of these tiles, you'll have a menu coming up. And You can resize the tile. You can open the file location. You can uninstall the tile. You can unpin from start. So let's say that you don't want to go ahead and use the calculator that much. So you can go right click, unpin from start, and it'll disappear from start. But it'll still be here in your all apps section. So we just let it disappear from the start menu. It's still here. See, it's down here in the all apps section. We also can right click and we can resize these into small, medium, wide, and large. Now, the little tick is telling you that right now it's in a medium mode. If we put it in wide mode, see how it's changed? If we right click and we resize again, and we can put it in small mode. So this allows you to be able to figure out exactly how many apps that you want on the tile section and adjust them accordingly as far as the size. So let's see what large looks like. Well, pretty large there. So I rarely use large. I usually, if I'm going to put anything here, it's either probably medium or small. Again, it's up to your preferences as to what you want to do. And you can open them from here. So as an example, I have Monday. I can click on it from there, and I can open up my calendar. And again, we have these same three icons that we have up here. We can close it, we can maximize it, or we can minimize. Remember, minimizes is taking it off the screen, but it's available to you down here. Resizing it or maximizing it brings it into a larger format, fills the whole screen. When it fills the whole screen, that icon now gives you a different function. It allows you to be able to restore down. And of course, the X is close, and once you close it, you'll notice that it disappears from the taskbar, and you have to go ahead and go find it yourself. Now, there's another interesting, it's not really on the task, it's not really on the start menu, but it's something I think you'll find interesting. Here down here where it says type here to search, this is Cortana's search engine. Now Cortana is an artificial intelligence system for Microsoft. It's very similar to Siri. I think Google now has Android. I think it's called Google Assistant now. But it's an artificial intelligence system that tries to figure out what you want to be able to find on your computer. So if you can't find something here in all these apps, and there's hundreds and hundreds of apps here, you can go ahead and type here to search for the app. So I'm going to go ahead and come down here, click. Remember, you have to click and get that little line blinking. I call that the insertion point. Remember, the pointer is your cursor. That's the insertion point. Let's go ahead and find that clock again. So I'm going to type in clock. And as you notice, it has a number of things that are going on. As you're starting to type, I'm going to do this over again. As you're starting to type, I'm going to type in C, and a lot of different apps start to open up. Now, what's happening is that it's very similar to Google search. As you're going ahead and putting in the actual characters, it's bringing up all the apps that have anything to do with the characters. So I'm going to start typing CLOC. And then, as you can see, clock finally came up. And so if I wanted to open up clock, all I need to do is to go ahead and click, and without searching it, clock opens up for us. Okay, let's go back here and let's click on WordPad. Remember WordPad? WordPad was buried deep into the start menu. So if I wanted to go ahead and open up WordPad, I would type it in. You notice Word comes up because that's the app that's mostly used, and I can go ahead and type in the whole of WordPad. WordPad opens up. I can go ahead and click on WordPad, and it would open up from here. Okay, so that is basically the end of part 2 of our taking a look at the start button and the start menu. We'll come back to this as we move on into our course. So this is the end of part 2, introduction to the start button and the start menu, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.